As you hear the sound of the bells, take your seat. And maybe even in the early stages of this, it's valuable to give yourself a little pat on the back for having made the time to come to formal practice in this way, stepping out of the endless river of doing and just dropping into being. As I've been emphasizing from the very beginning, this is a radical act of sanity to stop and drop, and a radical act of love. Taking your seat is an act of not only wisdom, but of kindness towards yourself, a profound kind of caring for oneself, friendliness towards oneself. And in that sense, all of mindfulness practice is loving kindness practice. But that being said, sometimes it's really valuable to be more explicit about the loving piece. And so, as we establish ourselves in a posture that embodies wakefulness and dignity, as we've been doing all along, feeling the breath moving within your body. And how beautiful it is and trustworthy it is that it actually moves in and out of the body with drinking in the air and expelling the spent air effortlessly. We don't need to strain, but it is helpful to actually feel it coming into the body, leaving the body, and appreciating the beauty of this rhythmic process that actually keeps us alive moment by moment and breath by breath. So feeling the entire body sitting here breathing. And letting this sitting here breathing be a radical act of love. And the beauty of love is it's like the sun. It illuminates, it radiates in all directions. So inwardly and outwardly. So placing the sun in your own heart for a moment and recognizing the radiant, luminous warmth of the sun-like heart. As we sit here. Bathing in that warmth. And when you feel stabilized in this way, I'm going to invite you to call to mind one moment from your past, whether it was in childhood or at any other point in your life up to this moment, when you actually were the recipient of unadulterated, unconditional love. Where you were and felt completely accepted for who you are, no matter how you were. And just bathing in that and feeling it as the breath keeps moving in and out of the body. almost as if we can breathe with that receiving of unconditional loving kindness, unconditional acceptance, unconditional recognition of the fullness of who we are. And just letting that wash through you as we sit here breathing. And if thoughts or memories arise, well, we're actually inviting them to arise in this moment. But more the feeling of being completely recognized and accepted and cared for with a degree of kindness, just as you are or were. Feeling it in the body, feeling the warmth of it in the body, to whatever degree it's here to be felt, without any forcing, without any contrivance, without any striving. Just recalling how it felt when you were completely met, seen, and accepted. And if for some reason you can't recall any episode in your entire life when you felt seen and accepted for who you are, not a problem. Just imagine it. The powers of the mind are such that in that kind of circumstance, how would it have been had you been seen in that kind of a way? How would you have felt? And we all know how we would have felt. And we know on a deep, visceral heart level, not merely a conceptual level. And now let's take the role of the one who was directing their love and kindness towards us. Is it possible for us to direct it towards ourselves? And it may be valuable to actually include some phrases that you can make up or take from somewhere else, or phrases that actually orient you towards this very, very visceral experience of total acceptance, the recipient of kindness and love. So here's one set of words that you might use until you find one that's more to your liking. May I be free from inner and outer harm. May I be healthy to whatever degree possible. May I be happy and contented. May I live with ease and well-being. And those are just words, but seeing if you can resonate with the offering. May I be free from inner and outer harm. Can you feel that underneath the words, inside the words? between the words. May I be healthy to whatever degree possible. May I be happy to whatever degree possible. May I live with ease of well-being. And maybe feeling this feeling throughout the entirety of your body. Loving kindness directed towards yourself. The complete acceptance of you as you are, in your truest nature, the child perhaps that you once were, and maybe in some ways still are. That innocence, that beauty, that unique constellation, fully seen, fully accepted, fully felt in the body, right in this moment, as you sit here breathing. It's an invitation to simply incline the heart towards whoever is sitting here. Incline the heart into this moment of being. Inviting you to recognize and appreciate, right in this very moment, your own true nature, your own embodied presence as kindness, as human kindness, as love. And noticing to the degree that this is coming out of your own heart, that it's radiating in all directions through the body, up, down, front, back, in all directions. Seeing if you can feel the love. Seeing if you can feel the safety, the freedom from inner and outer harm right in this moment. So it's not about some future. It's about now. Seeing if you can be, seeing if you are actually fully healthy right in this moment. Seeing if you are actually content for now, right in this moment of now. That there is really no place to go in this moment, nothing to do in this moment, no special something to achieve or attain right in this moment. Just playing with this energy, seeing if right now in this moment you are already living with ease and well-being. Now imagining that this is actually a luminous quality of your own being, this loving kindness residing in the center of the chest, radiating out of your heart in all directions. So letting out all the stops and just feeling or imagining or intending for your kindness to actually move out from where you are in all directions, up, down, forward, back, 360. May all beings near and far be free from inner and outer harm. May all beings everywhere be healthy to whatever degree possible. May all beings everywhere be happy and content, flourish. May all beings near and far live with ease and well-being. And now effortlessly just let the sun radiate out of your own heart. Loving kindness beaming out in all directions. Inwardly, all through the body, including your own heart, and outwardly into the world to include all beings everywhere. Kind of solar energy. Radiating out in all directions. Radiating inwardly in all directions through the body, through the heart, through the mind, through the world. So when you're ready to, seeing if you can gradually reestablish awareness of the body sitting here, allowing the luminosity and the radiance to simply be part of the landscape. So there's no way in which we're shutting that off, because in fact it's impossible to shut off. This is, part of our humanity, our capacity for caring for the well-being of others and for the plight of others perhaps less fortunate than ourselves. And this practice is one that's often spoken of as inclining the heart in the direction that is completely natural to it anyway. But to simply remind ourselves that it's one of our most powerful human attributes, our capacity to resonate with the suffering and the plight and also the joy and delight of others. And rather than centering everything on ourselves, to actually be committed to dissolving those imagined gulfs of separation between us and others, near and far. And instead, as best we can, become a full ongoing embodiment of what we most love, what we most trust, and who we are in the deepest and truest of ways. Now, of course, a lot of the time we might feel like we're not very loving, or we only love people closest to us. Well, this practice can expand that circle in ways where even the intention of it can be beneficial in the world. But I'll tell you one thing. In committing yourself to this practice on a regular basis, you, of course, are the first beneficiary. It can sand down, file away all of our rough edges where we are kind and caring to some, but turn away from others out of fear or aversion or ignorance or delusion. And this practice, if engaged in on a regular basis, even for short periods of time, can actually open up the heart and let it reclaim its own inner luminosity and radiance. No different from awareness itself, but one that really is open to both the beauty and the suffering in the world, known and unknown. So in the final minutes of this loving kindness meditation, I'd like to recite a poem by a Palestinian American poet named Naomi Shihab Nye, who actually attempted, and I think quite powerfully, to put into words what we're cultivating here. So just continuing to listen within the radiance and luminosity of your own awareness, outside of time. Before you know what kindness really is, You must lose things. Feel the future dissolve in a moment like salt in a weakened broth. What you held in your hand, what you counted and carefully saved, all this must go so you know how desolate the landscape can be between the regions of kindness. How you ride and ride, thinking the bus will never stop. The passengers eating chicken and maize will stare out the window forever. Before you know what kindness really is, you must travel where the Indian campesino lies dead by the side of the road. You must see that this could be you, that he too was someone who traveled through the day, through the night, with plans and the simple breath to keep him alive. Before you know kindness as the deepest thing inside, you must know sorrow as the other deepest thing. You must wake up with sorrow. You must speak to it till your voice catches the thread of all sorrows and you see the size of the cloth. Then it is only kindness that makes sense anymore. Only kindness that ties your shoes and sends you out into the day to mail letters and purchase bread. Only kindness that raises its head from the crowd of the world and says, "It is I you have been looking for," and then goes with you everywhere, like a shadow or a friend. I love to watch this camera moving. It's kind of like a curious animal. Hello there. Oh, hello. Thank you.